guys for coming out today. I know that the weather is not the best weather, but thank you all. It's down to one of those moments of yes, we can. And so just a short, brief, good? So just a short, brief background, guys. You know, we have more women running for office than ever before. Sorry. Okay. Oh, is that better? Yeah.
It's facing the wrong way. Oh, you're fine. Great. No problem.
I'll get it.
Sorry.
You're good. So, where was I at? So we have more women running for office than ever before, and that is absolutely amazing, guys. We are making awesome moves in the world as women. And I was raised on a working cattle farm in the San Luis Valley. I spent my life working with men. I spent my life working hard and living the lifestyle that most people would dream to live. From there, I became a professional freeride mountain biker. I was the first female in the world to do a backflip on a mountain bike. When I competed, it was mostly against males. And yes, I did run into opposition, but for the most part, it was a lot of support. There was a lot of belief and a lot of people cheering me on as a female coming into this industry, this male-dominated industry. And I just kept driving forward, no matter what obstacles I met. I kept driving forward. From there, I became a woman that led a high-risk security team for my brother's business. We invest in multi-family Class C housing all over the nation. We've been recognized by the White House because our methods of helping inner cities where they're forgotten communities has been incredibly prosperous. And now we want to bring this to the rest of the nation to help other people that are in desperate need of some help in places that have been forgotten. And so when I ran that high-risk security team, I was in charge of mostly males in the business. Guys, we were suited up in bulletproof vests and we were carrying our rifles, we had our pistols. Guys, it was a dangerous job. We were dealing with eradicating crime, drug dealers, and other issues that I won't even mention here, but terrible things. And I got to run these men, and I got to operate this security company. And the way that we always operated the security company is we did it by love and respect. We always met our resident clients with love and respect, and we did deal at a different level with people that we needed to remove in order to make people safe. I did that as a woman. And so now I'm in this position where I have been asked to serve my country. I always wanted to be in the military, but when I found out women couldn't fight in combat, I decided that that wasn't the path that I wanted. Because I want to lead the front line. I want to be in the action. I want to be inspiring people and serving my country in the ways that suit my abilities. And so I have been asked to run and serve my country, and I'm doing it now. I will never be the same. And I would love to see more young people waking up and paying attention to their governments, and paying attention especially to their local governments, and taking pride in the fact that we have a right to vote. Women fought for us 100 years ago, guys. They took beatings, they took malice, they took a lot of angry, divisive confrontation with people, judgments, but they kept pressing on because they believed that the people that live in America have a right to choose America's future, and that's our job. And so I wrote this speech about 4 years ago when I was invited to a vintage fashion show in my hometown. And yes, guys, I think a lot of you that have seen me on Facebook, I love my fashion, I love my firearms, and I love my freedom, and I use them all to inspire women, I use them all to empower women, and I use it to bring unity also between people. And so anyways, I'm going to read this speech. Sorry, someone raising their hand, so I wasn't sure. But I'm going to read this speech that I wrote 4 years ago. Let us not forget that we, America's women, took care of America at its darkest hour during World War II. We stood united together, women united. This is not a women's get right speech or right speech. This is a women let's get right speech. When we ran America during World War II, it was in a spirit of unity, united energy and a united force standing alongside each other, standing guard on our soil, supporting our husbands, our brothers, our fathers, and our sons and ourselves, and the men that were fighting for us, countries away. We had their back and they had America's back. In that spirit and energy of unity, everything flowed. We lived inspired. That was the era of true sexiness. When the war was over, that spirit of unity lived on. It lived on in our fashion, it lived on in our automobiles, it lived on in our appliances. Our clothes were sexy and our cars were sexy. Women's fashion was full and it was feminine. The vehicle's angles flowed, unified and solid. To this day, we seek out and pay high prices for the cars of that era. Even the fashion is in high demand. We seek out the objects of that time in history, but can't we see it was not the objects, it is the energy that those objects embody that we are after. The energy of unity and community, the energy of inspiration and courage. It was the unity that inspired the true sexiness of the 40s and 50s and even the 60s. We took pride in ourselves. We took pride in our fashion, in our cars, in our families, in our nation. We took pride in what we produced. We cared, we respected ourselves and those around us when we took pride in us. And as somebody, no matter what happens for this race, I will continue to move forward, I will continue to empower, I will continue to inspire, and I will continue to work to bring unity to our nation and to the world. Thank you guys for coming. Okay?
For me, as a young person, it's inspiring to see a feminine woman trying to run for a position. Have you told your how your dreams? No, and you've not. But you're feminine. She's feminine. That's the power. That's the power that we need. Answer the question.
I appreciate you. Thank you. So you're showing me where you are at, and I appreciate that. That question truly doesn't even deserve an answer. It's ridiculous that people would want to label that and say that just because I am a woman that is dressing up. I dress like this. You can go back to my pictures and my Instagram before I ever ran for office. This is who I am. This is what I love. Our life, we get to choose the character we choose to be every day. You chose your coat, you chose your boots, you chose your hat because it inspires you as a woman. And I'm answering your question. I am inspired by this as a woman. And so it's ridiculous. And I will not bow and cater to people who want to keep this idea that there is some sort of a prejudice going on. You guys want to keep that narrative, and I'm sorry, I am a woman, and I am here to inspire women, and I love my fashion.
If
and
you are running for office, you need to be able to respect all the questions that you're asked.
No, I'm sorry, that's not true.
Well, that's what's happening right now.
No.
We've got people in
the
office
boots
that don't respect our questions.
Ladies,
we need your respect.
The boots that I wear have nothing to do with being commissioner. Nothing.
Could we have another question?